sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for
Hello, people of the internet. My name is Henry Danish, and we are back with the second matchup of the day. And I do apologize for the little issue with the overlays, but we are going to be going on to map of. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. We are going to be going on to the map of Consulate Ego versus Digital Dynasty. Obviously, I'm joined here once again by Demonic.
Hello, everybody.
Just like that, we are going to be going Ego versus Academy versus Digital Dynasty. We just saw Hydra versus Expert Team, and that was such a stellar matchup. I don't really know if this matchup here, Ego Academy and Digital Dynasty, can top it, but I'm pretty sure it can. I'm pretty sure it can.
You never know.
You never know. Obviously, guys, remember here last season 1, Digital Dynasty is almost like a Seduction, Legacy, and Durkin, and Nicholas on this Digital Dynasty. Surely, obviously, these guys that are very familiar with the league, that's the first time. I just realized, I do apologize, guys. The studio mode was activated, so you did not see our pretty faces. But we are going to be fixing that here, and just like that, you guys can see us now. But this matchup has a lot behind it. Obviously, Ego, they are in the playoffs technically right now, but they do find themselves near the bottom of the top 8. Whereas Digital Dynasty, they've joined late and they've taken the place of a team that was at the very bottom of the leaderboard, so they have to do a lot of digging to get into playoffs. Both of these teams, this game matters. Obviously, Ego has their history, Digital Dynasty has their history. What's your first take on this matchup, Demonic?
Well, I was a former Season 1 caster, in case anybody was curious or even cared, which probably don't, but I remember how dominating that 3-stack of Ham, Durkin, and McFoles were. They did a great job, and it was always fun to watch them cast. So I'm a little excited to see how this is going to turn out on a new team with 2 brand new team players. Meanwhile, Ego, it does have a couple of the fan favorites in Red Cubes, so to speak, Damaging, Hourly, Flip, and we're going to have to see what they're going to be doing here. It'll be very interesting to see what's going to be going on.
Yeah, and we obviously just Ham, like you said, Ham, Durkin, and Mick Foles. Those 3 were so dominant last season, and just to see them kind of come back into the league, that in itself is just something really interesting. I just can't wait to see how obviously they have grown, but also what things have kind of stayed the same. But we are going to be going onto the map of Consulate. Consulate is one of the most least played maps in Pro League, but one of the most played maps in RCR6, which is extremely, extremely interesting. I think about 27% of all games this season have been consulate, and that's actually a very high number if you consider how many maps there are. So seeing it on consulate, this does open up the doors for frag heavy play. Consulate is definitely not a strat heavy map. It's more of how many runouts can we get, how many spawn peaks, how many angles can we take on to the attack or to the defense. It's really frag heavy. It highlights mechanical skill, and just based on that, what do you think we're going to see from these two teams, Ego and Digital Dynasty, going on to consulate? First take.
Well, Digital Dynasty, once again, they have the experience behind them, but they are kind of a new roster. You can have the best players in the world, but if they're not experienced with each other, if they don't know what trust is or what kind of calls they make, or even stuff like, what to call a certain room, it might vary between players that they aren't completely synced up yet. So that could cause some issues, but they have that individual skill. If they're able to get over that hump of communication and being a new team, it can work out very well in their favor. Meanwhile, Ego Academy, I believe they've been around a little bit longer. They're good friends, which helps. I mean, they like each other. They're not, so there's not going to be a lot of butting heads or things like that. But we'll have to see how they are mechanically and if they're able to win those gunfights.
Yeah, and obviously there's also a lot of nerves that come into this game. We have Ego have had quite a lot of internal issues. So like you said, their lineup has changed quite a bit. And then Digital Dynasty, this is their first cast and match this season. There's a lot on these players. Obviously, Ego, they want to make a difference, and they kind of want to come out and say, okay, guys, this roster is our best roster. Let's make sure everybody knows about that. Digital Dynasty want everybody to know, hey, we might be new to the league, but we surely can go head to head with a lot of teams. So super, super important matchup for these guys. And again, I do apologize for the music. That was an issue that I forgot to change the overlay. That does fix. I am seeing all the Twitch comments now. That is unfortunately the sad thing about a delay, is that there is a delay. So again, guys, I apologize for that. It has been fixed. The music is dead. Little bit of a just mishap on my end of things. Just forgot to put it in non-studio mode. But with all of that, we are going to be getting right into it here. Onto the map of consulate. Ego Academy versus the familiar faces of Digital Dynasty. Ladies and gentlemen, on the map of consulate now into the ban phase. And like I said, this is a frag heavy map, but you do tend to see very stereotypical bans, especially on consulate. I'm not really expecting a major change coming out from either of these teams. Probably Glaz, Blackbeard, kind of just what you typically see, and I'm going to be proven completely wrong. As Digital Dynasty, their first ban is actually going to be the Thermite.
Which means they're going basement first. Guaranteed.
That was interesting. I got just completely shut down. That's the commentator's curse for you. And Monty off the board. What is happening?
Now, Montang is an operator that I do see sometimes, and I think Digital Dynasty, they really want basement. They don't want Montang to be coming through yellow and allowing somebody to peek through that angle. They don't want that wall open as easily. They want to make sure that their defense on that is secured, as an echo ban is going to be coming out, which means they want the Mira. So they're either going to force Digital Dynasty to ban out that Mira, which I don't think they're going to do because of their operator choices. They're going to ban out the Valkyrie, which means we have a Mira finally in play here in Red Cube League. It's taken a while. It's been a while, but it might be popped out here. And I think Digital Dynasty, I think not banning that Mira is going to really bite them in the rear later on in this game.
Something we do have to note, though, is if you remember last year, Seduction with a Mira was so hard to beat. Incredibly, incredibly hard to beat. And I just remember that because Mick Foles loved to play Mira, and look who he's on right now. He is going to be playing that Mira. And it's really interesting to see that, as well as a lot of the times when Mira is in play, during this kind of period of this meta, we actually don't see her even played a lot. It just seems like she's just fallen out and nobody really cares about her. And again, we actually won't see her played, as it's going to be swapped out for the Legion. And even with such a important operator on the board, we're not going to be seeing her used. And I would like to say that's surprising, but it's kind of not right now.
I don't know about you. I just got debated by McFoles right there. I thought,
yeah.
I remember if he was on defense, he was playing Mira.
Yes.
So it's nice to see that he's diversified his operator pool. And we're wrong about the objective location too. They went second floor. I thought for sure with how they were setting themselves up, they were going to go basement. And I'm pretty sure that was what Ego Academy thought.
I mean, we saw just the operator picks and the operator bans. Everything's pointing towards basement. Everything.
Yeah, the Jaeger, the Mira, the Maestro, all those operators are solid on basement. And we can see that it kind of affected the operator lineup for Ego, because we don't see a Zofia to help push into the office area. They don't really have anything to control that. They have a Blackbeard, which sure, they can sit out of the consular window, but look at the spawn. It's not going to be the case with them, I don't think. And a Capitao as well. Typically, Capitao is only played on basement because it's so easy to actually shoot anybody who's attempting to get the diffuser down, that you can use your smoke crossbows and not only block out those, but you can use your asphyxiation bolts in order to push those guys away. But this is second floor. I'm not sure how well his utility is going to be utilized here.
As we're going to see Bonalax, he is the new pickup for Digital Dynasty, as well as we also see Ducks and Curved, 2 new pickups for Ego. It's going to be interesting to see how they play. But obviously Curved, instead of going on that big window on the west side, is actually going to be sitting here on Connector. This is a very nice position for a Blackbeard to play, obviously having kind of that extra lifeline with that shield. He's actually going to be getting the paints, not going for that wallbane. Oh, that is just unfortunate timing. A little bit of a case of siege timing once again here, but with a minute gone, the attack really hasn't gotten much. They seem a little bit confused of exactly what they want to do. Damaging, though, is going to sniff out that run out, and Durkin, trying to play the aggressive castle, is going to be shut down by Damaging.
Yeah, and they are going to be situating themselves on these windows as the stun grenades are going to be going to be blinded by not 1, not 2, but almost 3 of them. Thankfully, that third one didn't land. However, he has a nice little angle, and look at that connector wall. That's completely open as McFoles on the roam. He is going to be able to find Damaging. That's going to be Ash already out of this round. Minute 26 seconds left as Hand is going to be tossing out a couple of remote gas grenades. He spots them, and they're inside right now completely, and through the rotation hole, he's going to be able to find the killer. McFoles is going to grab someone else as well. That's going to be his second one of this round. As Curved will find one under his own belt right now, and Hourly is able to finally take out the roamer in order to even things up. This is where the magic begins to happen. Hourly and his fellow teammate Curved, they have control of the site, but the thing is, neither of them had diffuser, neither of them have the safety of actually planting it down. They don't know where these last 2 members are. He's going to take shots, his rifle shield's going to be breaking down, but his life is still relatively intact, as that's going to be a kill coming out onto Hourly right now. Great shot from him. 1v2, will he be able to save it? He knows that Maestro's there, and he's just going to barely miss him. Siege time not working in his favor. Knows the gun barrel is there, he knows somebody's there, but he has to get the diffuser down. He's the one that has to be the active player, and it looks like he's going to be peeking out onto the yellow stairs, but they're going to be playing safe. They're not going to be peeking out. Instead, he will be doing so, and it is not going to work out for them, as Digital Dynasty will be picking up the first round here.
Such a back and forth round. We obviously saw Damaging get the first kill, then it was quickly refragged, and it was just refrag after refrag, bringing it finally down to a 2v1. And Blackbeard in that position, like you said, he has to be the aggressor. He cannot be passive. And unfortunately, really the only option if you want to stay alive is to be passive. He had to be a little bit more aggressive, try to push that Maestro. Unfortunately, Maestro in a really nice spot to just shut down the Blackbeard really anywhere he decided to move, because that diffuser was just in an unfortunate spot. I think the reason that happened, though, is I think Ego rushed it a little bit. Obviously, I was saying this earlier on in the round, they were wasting a lot of time trying to get things together, and I really don't think they ever got things together. I think they said, okay, we don't have a lot of time, just try to get into sight. They put the Capitao boats down, they got everything they needed to get the cover, but they just, after that, everybody ran in like a chicken with their head cut off and tried to get the plant down, and unfortunately, that's not going to work against a Digital Dynasty roster that is very, very well organized, and just like that, that is why I think Digital Dynasty able to secure that very first round.
And along with that, having McFoles on the Legion, who typically he's known as more of an anchor player, putting him on the roam, he was able to not only waste a lot of time, but also get 2 key frags, which took out some very good heavy focused operators. Now we can see what I like that Ego's doing is they're actually going to be switching things up. So while we have a relatively standard lineup for the basement side, with the exception of a mute instead of a bandit, usually it's going to be bandit because you can do a bandit trick with that. But that's not going to be the case here. Meanwhile, Ego Academy, they have a Ying, they have a Twitch, they have a Thatcher. Definitely going to be switching up their operators, and I think that's the smart thing because I think that they just really weren't able to do a whole lot with that Blackbeard, especially on this site. It would have been, his use would have been negligible. Along with that, it also allows me to get rid of goo mines, which can allow Ying to throw in some candelas and rush forward. And just like that, we can see how aggressive he's already going to be pushing out. If that man peeked that security hallway, ooh, he's going to get spotted out. That's not good. Has a very nice angle. Will he be able to do it? Yeah.
Bomb located by attackers.
It's the LMG.
Located a bomb. Drop the diffuser.
Oh my god! This man, you know, oh my lord, I'm so glad to see him again, and this time in a completely different role. A 2K at the beginning, a 3K in that round. And not only that, I don't want to bash any players because that's not what I'm here to do, but Flip not securing that kill, and not only that, not calling it out. He didn't call it out. I mean, Damaging had no idea that there was going to be a Flip on Spiral Stairs because he's thinking, oh, you know, our Captal player, you know, Flip is watching it. And just what a big miscommunication problem. Excuse me. I know it's kind of ironic, but we're going to be heading into the reveal phase right now. It's like, is there going to be actually anybody utilizing the 6 pick? Yes. So we see the Glaz actually being brought out. We saw how effective he was in the last game. But meanwhile, Digital Dynasty, they aren't taking advantage of this. And I think that's kind of a weird thing when teams don't do them, because it's essentially like just kind of a free, you know, it doesn't really cost anything for you to use it. You don't have a limited amount. I'm not really sure why they're not using it, but I guess it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. Usually, in my opinion, it doesn't really do the drone. But either way, we are going to be seeing Lobby Press. Now, this is considered one of the weakest sites on the map, purely because if the diffuser gets planted, it's done. It's really hard because you can just watch it so well from all these different angles outside.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds remaining. Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Oh, I love that.
Loading mag!
And right now, 2 minutes and 33 seconds, and this is going to be a front door attack. But the question is, how is Ego going to handle it? Typically, with most teams, they're actually going to be bringing out a Montang, but obviously he is banned, so they can't really substitute it with anything else. Blitz isn't going to give the shielding that they need in order to do so. So I'm not sure what they're going to do, if they're actually going to try and go for a first floor push, or instead they're going to go for the second one, try to clear that out and drop down below into the lobby, because I don't think that they're going to be able to do very much if they try to go for the front door. But Dux, oh my goodness, almost able to land a shot onto McFolds. In fact, dropping him down a little bit, but not able to exactly finish off the kill, as a couple more shots are being sent out in Owlie's direction, I believe, trying to open up the floorboards of, or the bottom of that wall, and damaging with a great shot on McFolds. That's going to be the Legion taking off the board. Finally able to take him out. I think that's going to give a significant advantage to Ego Academy, as damaging is already right inside Tellers. Very good spot for him to be in right now.
We are going to see Durkin, who was playing upstairs, is going to slowly rotate back down into the site. Just make sure to kind of take the place of Mick Foles, as his fellow brother was picked off. But Vag is actually able to get the kill onto damaging. I wanted to call him Vogue, but he is not a fashion model magazine. But
no, he's not.
He is able to get the nice refrag onto damaging. His curved is able to get a kill onto the smoke, and that is such a pivotal operator off of the board. And just like that, that is going to open the doors for this main push. But Bonalax, how is that not a headshot? Unfortunately, it does not land, and he just snakes the bullets there from the IQ. And now he is just wasting their time. This is exactly what you want your roamer to do, as instead of focusing on the site, they're focusing onto the roam, and just like that, just walks right into the sights of the Jaeger. Is flip, and it's going to be evening it up to a 3v3. And I do want to apologize that my mic was muted, but that just kind of happens to the best of us.
And right now, an Evil Eye is actually going to get a kill for himself, as Hibana is going to get taken out right now. 25 seconds, they have to get in there and get the plant. And that's the problem with this site. If you don't have a Montang, you're not going to get that down. And we're really seeing the crack in the attacking sides. Armor, as Vague with a great angle, is able to find Curve. That's going to be another notch under his belt. A nice little 3K for him. And Bonalax, coming down the stairwell, is able to find the final kill. And Digital Dynasty 3 for 3.
They're looking very, very good. This roam game from Digital Dynasty, even when they lose out the Legion early on or a Castle early on, they just continue their dominance on the roam game. Just like that, Bonalax sitting upstairs instead of retreating back downstairs, was able to get a kill on the IQ, was able to slow down the push, and then in the end get a kill onto the Glaz. That's exactly what you want from your roamers. They don't need to get kills, but if they do, that's awesome. All they need to do is waste time, and Bonalax is doing both of that. Obviously, guys, I do want to apologize for the unfortunate thing that I did, which was I accidentally had my mic muted. It happens to the best.
I don't think you did. I heard you over here. I heard you.
No, I had it muted on Streamlabs. So yeah, so my fault, guys. I apologize for that, as it happens to the best of us. But we are going to be good to go here from here on out. So I apologize.
This is supposed to be a professional league.
It's hard. It's hard. That's the first. Hey, that's the first time I've ever had it muted. Okay, ever.
Okay. Sure.
Just I swear.
How many first times are there every day? Things like that.
Oh god, but it was it happens because like there's like the little button that I normally hit. I accidentally hit it up on. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's hard to explain.
All right. While I'm having fun roasting Red Cube right here, we can see that they're going to be going back up to console right now. Digital Dynasty looking strong at the moment. And once again, we're going to see another rotation of operator choices. This time, Dux is going to be picking up a Sledge. That's going to be a lot of soft breaching potential along with the breaching rounds coming from Ash. So I'm expecting that they're going to be going off this to take advantage of all those soft walls that they can utilize by opening up those angles and basically trying to pick off as many people with Digital Dynasty as they can before they actually go into it. And one of the things that they're bringing back is the Blackbeard, so it almost worked out for them. They were actually able to use him a lot, as Kurd was able to sit nicely outside that window, do a little bit of damage, and kind of make a couple of call-outs when needed while doing it safely. But the question is, will it work out this time? So now they know what they're going to be doing, and this time they're not going to be wasting any time like they did on the first round, because they know exactly where they are and they're prepared for it. So I think that they're going to be a little bit more coordinated here. We'll have to see if Ego proves me wrong in that aspect, although I don't think that they will. 2 minutes and 24 seconds. They're already a lot further ahead than they were previously. As Curve trying to get somebody into the closet area, not able to land those shots. Meanwhile, we have somebody seeing yellow. That's going to be wasting a lot of time as they try and flush them out of there.
We are going to see Curve, instead of opting for that connector window side, he's actually going to be going on the big windows on this west side, which is, in my opinion, much smarter for a Blackbeard to play, as it just cuts off so many rotates for the defense. They can't rotate from A into B, and they also can't walk through connector. So really, really strong position here for this Blackbeard. I'm definitely expecting a couple frags for him, as well as the fact we're going to be seeing Damaging just go right up the stairs, and just like that, great drone work there from Flip is able to call it out, but downstairs, actually no, from the rotate hole, Vag is able to get a kill onto Damaging, making it a 3v4 and just making it a little bit more durable. Unfortunately, the Lesion is going to be the first one off of the board, and that is an operator you do like to utilize late in the round, but it looks like Digital Dynasty are just going to have to live without him.
And Vag is kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place. That ADS is going to be working favorably exactly where he is in the... He has not one but 3 operators almost kind of focused on him exclusively as they're trying to get him out of there. But the thing is, they just can't. They don't have any Yings to work with where they can throw on Candelas and rush inside. They don't have anything to blind it. They just have guns. And in this situation, that's not going to be giving them a whole lot. With a great reinforcement on that closet side, I'm not sure why they're not going down below and trying to get from there. I definitely think that is the best counter because he wouldn't be able to do anything. But the asphyxiation bolt is actually going to allow Curve to finish off the kill. And just as I say that, able to get rid of him. But the thing is, look how much time is wasted. 38 seconds left, and they have almost 0 control. Except the problem is it's a 2v4 right now. Time is not on their side, but operators definitely are. So smokes are going to be coming out. Bonalax with a great flank. Hourly's going to go down. Flip is going to go down. A great 2v7 even saw right now. He has that rotation. We're winning a 3K and a 4K. What is Digital Dynasty doing? What is Bonafide? What is this, man? This is an insane play. I almost swore there. What a great 4K.
Oh my goodness.
That's a clip.
That is 100% a clip. Bonalax, I said it earlier on. I said they have to clear out these roamers. They have to. That's been their bane of existence for Ego has been on the roamer side. And it shows once again there. Bonalax on the flank. I'm expecting maybe 1 kill gets refragged by the Twitch. He gets the Twitch. I'm like, okay, maybe there's potential here. He gets the pings, he gets the intel, and he lands the shots, getting a 4K to secure the round. What a play there from Bonalax in Digital Dynasty, a round where they surely should have lost. They just say, you know what, Bonalax, take over. And he does just that. What a play by him. And that just shows how great the individual skill is for this Digital Dynasty side.
I mean,
they are looking great.
We have in round 2, McFoles with a 3K and a 2K before that. Then we had Vague with another 3K. And now Bonalax with a 4K. I mean, right now, if they're following this pattern right now, Durkin's going to get an ace. I'm calling it right now. But Ego Academy, they're slowly struggling. They do have a nice couple of kills, and we saw that Damaging was able to utilize his role as a fragger pretty well. I mean, rushing up and finding Durkin at the castle, like, that's something that shouldn't work, and he's just able to get it done. But the thing is, you know, you need your team, you need to have a little bit more than that. Otherwise, you allow for things like that. Just an amazing play from Bonafide. I'm still a little shaky.
I'm still a little shaken. Adrenaline is still
can we get a tactical timeout?
Can we get a tactical timeout and an instant replay system on that one, please? God, that was just great play there from Bonalax. Ego, that not only loses them the round, but it also diminishes their confidence quite a lot. They had every single resource they needed to win that round, and it was just fizzled out at the snap of fingers. And not a Thanos reference, not an Avengers reference, it was just a Bonalax reference. He was absolutely insane there and just shuts down this Ego side, and that's going to definitely phase them quite a lot. Obviously, we've seen the issues with Ego has been communication. That's why a lot of their teammates have kind of left, or they just don't really like what's going on. There's been internal issues, and when things like that happen, that's definitely going to maybe make those issues a little bit easier to see.
Definitely looking good right now, but Maverick is actually being pulled out, and I think they're doing actually have a Bandit or a Mira, which is typically the main play. they're going to take advantage of that by opening up all these tiny little peek holes, which means it's going to be really dangerous for Digital Dynasty to actually work there safely. But we can see that they do have a Maestro Cam in a really good spot, and they do have a couple of roamers, so they're not really too focused on that site, which I think is the best counter to what they're doing. But the problem with that is it leaves Ego a very nice window to actually get the plant down early on. Usually in these competitive games, you actually don't see the plant go down until maybe 30 seconds off in the round. But if they hurry, they could probably get it down if they're able to get rid of that Maestro Cam and be pretty safe while they're at it.
You're going to see just, again, the attack, I feel, stifles out a little bit. When Ego have what they need, it just seems they freeze. They don't really know what to do, as they haven't cleared out this Lesion once again. Where is the intel here? Mick Foles is just running around by himself perfectly fine. And he's just, there's really just no counter for him right now. Nobody's been giving intel. Nobody's been just trying to push the roamers, as Bondlax, again, on the roam, is able to take down Hourly. These are issues they need to address. Ego is going into almost the half right now, and the same mistakes keep happening. But just like that, Flip and Curved are able to get 2 huge kills. Bondlax, though, able to get the refrag once again on the roam here, making it a 3v3. And with the attacker's focus not on site, even though it's a man, just kind of even all around, this is still an advantage, I think, for this defensive side.
And Bondlax able to knock down Curve. I think that was him at least, but he is going to get picked up. But look how much time has been wasted. 3 attacking operators alive, 20 seconds left, and they're not even close. And he's like, they still have to worry about this Jaeger. And you can just see that there is nothing they're going to be able to do here. 12 seconds left, they're going to be coming that way. But the remote gas grenades are going to be stopping this right now. Flip going to be going in the back area of Cafeteria right now. He's going to be rushing inside right now, trying to go for the frags. Is able to find the Maestro. Vague's going to go down, and he might actually be able to save this. He's going to go for the plant as it even to a 2v2 right now. But Bondlax getting a 3rd one. Will he be able to find a 4th one? No. Ham is going to come in with the melee, stopping the diffuser. And Digital Dynasty almost losing that, but still able to clean it up.
This has been a dominant performance from Digital Dynasty so far. They are 1 round away from securing a draw, almost a 7-0 on the horizon here for Digital Dynasty.
In the first half, too.
And it's been so good. It's been so dominant. And Consulate is one of those maps where it's not really one-sided on defense or attack. Obviously, there are some discrepancies here and there, but I would definitely favor the attack on Consulate if I had to favor anything. And the fact that we're seeing Digital Dynasty win these rounds on defense, that spells colors for how good this Digital Dynasty's team is. And this is going to be interesting. I really want to see Digital Dynasty somehow get into the playoffs. Obviously, they have taken the spot of a lower, a team that was definitely struggling, and they have to just kind of bring a lot back. But it's gonna be hard for Digital Dynasty. But I really want to see them in the playoffs. If they continue to play like this, I think we will see them in the playoffs, and I think they're going to make the playoffs very, very interesting.
Yeah, and again, you know, Bondia, because that's apparently how we were connected to little French. You know, I'm just saying this might want to be something that you want to tell the casters beforehand. But you're looking really good, and the thing is, like, they're all having amazing individual plays. I mean, we've had, I think, 3 of the 5 members of Digital Dynasty actually getting 3Ks so far.
Yeah.
Foles, Vague, and Bondia. We're not gonna talk about that, but that just shows the individual skill that they have, and that's not like critiquing the other 2 players of Durkin and Ham, because they're both doing their jobs, but their jobs just aren't killing. Ham has been able to stop the plant multiple times with the smoke, and Durkin has been able to play his role of getting the armor panels down and delaying the pushes as well. Definitely just something that you rarely see in teams like this, especially since I believe you said that they're relatively new compared to a lot of these other guys.
Yeah. You're going to see shots coming out there from Flip. Unfortunately, not going to land. I think that was on the smoke of Ham. And that would have been a huge frag, especially very early on. Obviously, a smoke operator is one of the most important, especially on this site. That would have been a very good frag to get, but unfortunately, Flip just missing the opportunity. And I think that drone throw kind of sums up how Ego has been playing. Just so close, but not quite getting it there. We are going to be seeing Mick Foles once again on that Lesion. continues to not only waste time, but get a couple frags here and there, and he's going to be most likely doing that once again. Looks like he was actually going to opt for that run out. Is so close to getting fragged out there from Hourly. And it's just, again, wasting their time. Yes, he's not landing shots. Yes, he's not getting kills. But look at all the time that's been wasted. And finally, they are able to clear him out. Damage and gets the kill onto McFoles. And finally, Administration Office is there for the taking for this attacking side.
And we can see Dux utilizing that Ying right now. He's going to be throwing... Gaskern's actually going to stop that right now. Damaging onto Bonnie. He's going to fall. That's their main fragger taking off the board right now. But Ham, once again, doing his job and doing well. Is Durkin able to secure a 2K? What did I not call this kid a gunner? I was dead wrong right now. Ham and Durkin in a very good position right now, along with Vague. They have a lot to work with, and they have turned the tides of this attacking push right now. This might be match point as Durkin going to be going onto the roam. Dux and Hourly playing in that break room area. A minute left right now. Will he be able to do a couple shots? Are going to be coming out from the Ying player, who is extremely lit right now. But the thing is, he's not going to actually be there. They're all off site with the exception of the Maestro.
And the thing with this Digital Dynasty roam play is it has gotten in the head of this Ego side. Look how slow they are trying to push this upstairs. Upstairs is not the site, ladies and gentlemen. They need to plant downstairs, and they are just taking so much time off of the board because they're scared of roamers. They are scared to get caught out on the flank because every single round so far, that has been what has happened. So right now, Ego is struggling quite significantly on the roam game, and they have wasted quite a lot of time. Their time management has been an issue, and Digital Dynasty have capitalized on that. Finally, though, Flip is going to be pushing in. They're playing extremely aggressive, just trying to go for the plant, but that Maestro cam is going to be spotting him out, and Dux is able to get a kill, but Durkin is right there to answer as he's going to deny the plant, and Durkin once again able to answer as he's able to deny the IQ, and it's going to be all up to the Yin, and that could be an ace for Durkin, but it's not going to be, and that's it. It wasn't an ace, but it doesn't matter. As match point now and a draw has been secured by this Digital Dynasty team. And oh my god, are they looking good.
And now Durkin adds himself to the list of Digital Dynasty members who have gone more than a 3K in one round. They are looking extremely good right now. I'm not sure who that's calling out right there. It might be Ham at the moment. Or no, I think that might be me. I'm not sure what's going on. This is definitely a really good game, though.
Yes, this is
especially from Digital.
Yeah. Even if it's dominant on one side, this has been entertaining. We've seen 4Ks, 3Ks, every K possible except an ace so far. And it's been so entertaining to watch. Yes, one team is kind of getting thrashed right now, but it goes against everybody's expectations, which is also extremely interesting to watch. Coming into this game, Ego actually had the advantage with the community vote. More people thought Ego was going to take this game. They had a new face, they had a new look, they had different players. This was their map, this was their game. This is what they need to prove themselves here. And right now, it has been disappointing. I think on the attacking side, if we just have to take a step back and point at what went wrong, there was a lot of things, but there's just a lack of organization right now. And it could come to the fact that these guys are new, the chemistry's not quite there yet, but there just hasn't been I think maybe there hasn't been a strong IGL presence. It just seemed everybody was doing their own thing and not helping anybody else out. There's lacks of communications, kind of missed calls. Things just did not look good for Ego, and they have to address that soon. Obviously, they might not have enough time in this matchup, as we do see Digital Dynasty already on match point. But it's crunch time in this week. We're getting close to the playoffs. They have time, but they gotta capitalize on it now. They have to get these mistakes out of the board right now.
Yeah, that's a very important thing for them to do, and it looks like we can see McFoles. This is a very interesting strategy coming out from Digital Dynasty, and look at this. Look how aggressive he is being right now as the IQ, not actually using his gadget, instead he was using his gun, and that's going to definitely be punished as Ham is going to fall. Hourly able to get a shot, and it looks like he's going to be already rushing back right now. Not wasting a lot of time, but nevertheless getting the buck off of the board. Definitely something that you can take home and be happy with.
Yes.
As Vanya and McFoles are going to be in the lobby. Will McFoles be able to catch somebody out? No, with just barely missing him. If he looked at the right angle at the right time, he would have actually been able to catch out one of the defending players. I believe that was the Maestro there, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case right now.
As we are going to be seeing Digital Dynasty after that Jaeger got that first initial kill, the aggression definitely got toned down a little bit. I think that might have been just a case of overconfidence for Mick Foles on the Digital Dynasty side as Mick Foles rushed in and was like, all right, it's clear, come on, Ham. And then Ham, unfortunately, got the brunt of the force from Jaeger's gun. But if I'm on the Digital Dynasty side, I wouldn't necessarily call that a mistake. I'd just call that human nature. I'd be confident if I was them too. I'd be aggressive if I was them too. We are going to be seeing Durkin here on the first gunfight is actually able to win that. What a shot there. That is something Flip should win every day of the week, but it's going to be the Capitao evening up the table here 4-4 now. As we do see though, 2 attackers on this Digital Dynasty side are about 50 health or lower. So that could be the advantage that this Ego side needs.
And right now, Bondia is going to be making his way through the office of the brick room, pre-firing a couple of corners, not able to find anybody out just yet. I need somebody really close to him as Durkin, excuse me, is able to find a second one. Why did I call this guy a mortal support? I am just eating my words right now as Bonnie is able to take out Hourly. And this is not looking good. They definitely have to do something on the Ego side and change it up right about now. 45 seconds, this is some good time that they can work with. But the thing is, Damaging is kind of stuck in a corner right now. He doesn't really have much to work with as he's going to try and go for the kill into Durkin. But you watch that angle, takes a lot of shots, tries to go for it, and he's going to win that. Definitely what they needed, trying to look to even things up right now. 2v3, 30 seconds left. This is definitely a winnable situation. Curved, is he not able to spot them out? I'm not entirely able to tell. Doesn't look like he did see him, but 20 seconds left. They're going to be peeking out right now. They just have to waste time. Are they going to be able to do it? No. Mick Foles is going to go down, and that's going to be a second one to clean it up. A nice 2-piece for Mick Foles to end out the round as Digital Dynasty with the 7-0 victory over Ego Academy.
That was definitely not what anybody expected. Obviously, I don't think anyone going into any match is going to be expecting a 7-0 unless it's a bunch of bronzes versus G2. But that's just not at all what we expected in the case of how dominant Digital Dynasty was. Yes, Digital Dynasty, we were expecting them. Okay, these guys are a new look. Basically, they're familiar faces. We haven't seen them in RCR6. We're expecting them to be good, but we were not expecting them to be dominant. They were dominant. There's no two ways around it. And that's just, no one expected that. They look so good. We're obviously going to have a post-game interview with them. We're going to be seeing what was going through their head. But the fact that they won that game so convincingly, it's kind of either we can take it two ways, and I'm going to slow down a little bit because I want to take it both ways. We can either say Digital Dynasty is completely dominant and they are already in the playoff picture, even though they are on the lower side of the leaderboard, or you can take it the other way and say Ego have a lot to work on. Obviously, there's just two sides of the same coin there, but that's just kind of what the conclusion is for this matchup. But overall, what a match. Digital Dynasty getting so many cool kills, so many frags, so many 5Ks, not 5Ks, 4Ks, 3Ks, 2Ks, any K except 5, and it was good. Those are my closing remarks for the game, but Demonic, what are yours?
Well, I had to say that it was a very good game, and, even though it was 7-0, I don't necessarily feel like, one team is absolutely dominating over the other. Cube, there are a couple of powerhouses, so to speak. Yeah. But for the most part, all the teams in here are able to hold up on their own. It's just like the problem is those rounds get so close to against each other. But the thing is, when being close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, and the thing is with this is it can snowball, right? No matter how close you get to 1v1s, 1v2s, if you're not winning those, you're not winning round scoring points. It's the same thing we see in CSGO. It happens all the time where there's such close games in terms of skill and like rounds, but then it ends up being 16-7, things like that. It's happening in Siege as well.
And it's obviously, we don't mean to bash down on Ego because these guys are incredibly skilled, but we're just saying based on this matchup, Digital Dynasty is a team you have to put on your watch list. They were incredibly good. Obviously, Ego has a lot to look back at on the VOD. They have to figure a lot of things out. And I also do apologize for the mic issues, as, again, that is the first time that has ever happened, so I do apologize for that. But I hope you guys did enjoy the matchup. I hope the matchup made up for it, as I think it did. But we are going to be coming back very shortly now with the post-game interview. So make sure you guys stay tuned and we can see exactly what was going through the head of all of the Digital Dynasty players. So stay tuned and we will be right back. And guys, I just wanted to let you know before we get into the post-game interview, I do apologize for the technical issues. Obviously, I am at a new setup and things are a little bit different, but I actually tried something new with the music, and that is I have it set as a source instead of just having it on a YouTube video. This negates ads and things like that, and I actually had some issues when I did have it on the YouTube video and an ad played. I actually had to take the Twitch VOD off of my channel, so that's why the music and things has been kind of either just out of the ordinary or like in a different scene, things like that. So I do apologize for that. I'm just still kind of getting used to all of that. But I hope you guys did enjoy the matchup. I'm sorry for these technical difficulties. It's again something that I've just trying to get used to, and I think it's going to be fixed very shortly here. But just want to let you guys know, and I do apologize if it distracted from the play that we saw. But we will be back very, very soon with the post-game interview.